Let me get my breath back. I've just a turgid time I've had. I had to climb over the wall, right, with the barbed wire off the top, jump down there, and then these big dogs, like, leg it away from the dogs like that, and then a helicopter come, and I grabbed onto the rope, and the helicopter swung me up like that onto the ledge, over the balcony, in Louise maternal's bedroom, like that. Put the milk tray on the bed, and then back home again. That's fantastic. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got the most amazing thing, right? You know my fantastic microwave, right? Every day I'll read a little bit more of the Japanese instructions, right? And it's a fantastic thing that I've discovered you can do. Look at that. Look at that. The voice, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of British Formula 1 motor racing, right? Get that, and then get that. I would always say King Edward's if possible, right? And then stick it in there. There you go. Here, you go in there. Murray goes in there. That goes in there. And then it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's train noise. And then 1, 7, 6, beep. Ding! Packet of Walker's crisps. Look at that. That's fantastic, that is. That's nearly £1 million worth of Japanese technology then, right there. Something else, right? I've had a bit of a problem with children. Right? Sometimes children come around my house, right? And I always have some mint imperials, and I'll give them a bag of that lovely mint imperials, look at that. And they go, you get a lot of them come round, hello, Uncle Bob, can we have some of that? And the next thing you know, you've run out. Because they don't last as long as they used to in my day. So I've discovered a fine alternative, right? Lasts a lot longer. Look at that. Glass nuggets. Now, the kids will suck on them for months, or until they choke, whichever comes first. And another thing, right? It's amazing what you can buy in the shops. I had no idea you could buy this stuff, but say very, very sadly, there's been a death in the family. Maybe a treasured pet, for instance. Something like that has died, and you think, oh, well, that's a terrible, terrible thing. No. Hey, before you call the funeral parlour, just give them a couple of drops of that. Life drops. And they're up and about, good as gold. Absolutely fantastic. And the other thing I've discovered, right, and now, I always used to be a cornflake man, always a cornflake man, but now, when I get up in the morning, so I've had a late night with the Spice Girls, right? Sometimes happens, right? I've had B-52s around my house so far, and I've been drinking, I'll get up and I'm a bit, Charlie Farley, Harley Barley, like that, and I can't, just here. Just get yourself a bowl of that. And you spend the rest of the day just walking around like that. Absolutely perfect. I've got a new job. I'm going to be out of the country for a little while because I've got a new job. Because John Goodman, he's packed in his role, so I'm taking over from him there, as Roseanne's husband. Because he's packed in and I'm the only person who could still fit into the clothes. A bit tragic, really. But, oh, look, I've chopped the thing, right? Put that down there. Fantastic, because I wouldn't want to damage that because Roseanne gave me that personally. And if it was found to be damaged, then, you know, I think I would lose her respect. And quite possibly the use of one of my arms as well. But listen, if you're going to be here, I'll hang around for about half an hour and then I've got to shoot off. Because normally, obviously, this time of night, I'd be out and about. It's my Uncle Bernie's house. Don't take the piss, right? You know he got hit on the head about 8 years ago. And since then, right, if you get any of this, right, look, any loose money, can you see that? 20 pences, 10 pence, anything like that. He just freaks out and he goes and hides underneath the table in the kitchen because he's terrified of it. But we're trying to help him, right? And one of the things we're doing, right, is always reminding him. So we've been around his house sort of with a bit of spray paint. And that's the message, Uncle Bernie. It's all right, mate. Deal with it. Tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to welcome back an old friend. It's in a programme that I made lots and lots of years ago, right? And I've featured it. I've showed you this before. This is another episode of it. And I'm going to play it in right from the top, as we say in show business, because it's got the best opening titles in the history of television. Really high-tech. And Top of the Pops nicked that, all right? That was my idea, and Top of the Pops nicked it. It's Colin Welland, and, of course, it's How to Stay Alive. And every week we covered a different, sometimes quite controversial, health subject.
Hello, and welcome to the last programme in our series. What do you think these people have got in common? Henry VIII, the painter Van Gogh, the Russian writer Dostoevsky, the composer Schubert, 3 medieval popes, including this fellow, Leo X, and finally, Cleopatra. Well, what have they got in common?
They all look like you, Colin. I don't know.
No, it isn't. They're all famous and they haven't all got the same birthday. What they've got in common is an illness.
Right. What they've got in common, all of it, is an illness. And I can tell you, right, we'll turn this into a bit of a parlour game. You have to tell me what you think, right? Play it at home, get a piece of paper right now. What illness do you think all those people suffered from? And there's somebody else in the audience, right, who suffers from that same illness. So it could be gout, it could be flu, it could be cholera. I don't know, we'll see.
And we've someone in our audience who can tell us what that illness is because he suffered from it himself.
Right, we know it's a bloke. So what do you think the illness was? And which one of these blokes do you think has suffered from it? Let's have a look.
Haven't you, Archie?
Yes, it's venereal disease.
Yes! And the winner is Archie with the clap! Fantastic. Archie got himself a little dose, that's all right, and he's very proudly come on television, big smile. Yes. Picked up a dose. Let's be realistic about it. Now, if you've seen this programme before, which I hope you have, How to Stay Alive, the one thing you will know is that what they're fantastically good at is very tasteful and scientifically accurate demonstrations of these kind of things.
What has caused this enormous rise in gonorrhea since the 50s? Well, I'm sure Maggie has got some answers for us.
Maggie's his assistant, who's currently being questioned by the clap squad, apparently. Now, I'm sure Maggie, because Maggie Makepeace, television presenter, but also, never forget, a very, very high background in scientific research.
Right, I've got the graph here on this amazing fruit machine. And in fact, there are lots of possible explanations for this sharp rise in the figures.
Scientific programme about gonorrhea. I know, lucky steak. We pull the arm, and if it's your lucky night, you could escape without a dose of crabs. And it gets worse, trust me.
Now, to explain this, I'd like to use this model of a shooting gallery.
Oh, for God's
Just
sake.
imagine that this range of figures are gonorrhea bacteria.
Right, there's the gonorrhea bacteria. Hey, be careful, that's what they look like, all right?
You'll notice that 2 of them are different from the others. They developed a kind of protective coat. It's a natural genetic variation. For example, like some of us having different coloured skin or hair.
So, some of us have different coloured skin or hair, and some of us have gonorrhea bacteria with spiky helmets on.
Now, take a low dose of penicillin, which is the drug commonly used against gonorrhea, shoot it at these germs.
No, I don't want to argue with you, Doctor, but I don't think that is penicillin. But obviously you know better than me.
And what happens?
Well, that did the trick.
Most of the bacteria are killed, but the penicillin hasn't been able to affect the ones that just naturally happen to have the extra protection. Now, the only bacteria left are slightly resistant ones, and they breed to produce a new generation of bacteria. Now, all of these new bacteria have inherited that slight resistance, but once again, a few have been bred which are even more resistant than the rest. This time, the doctors treat the disease with a larger dose of penicillin.
Oh, 2 injections.
Great. Now, all the moderately resistant bacteria are destroyed, and only the extra resistant ones survive. Again, the same thing happens. The extra resistant bacteria are left to breed.
Now, hang on. They've already got spiky helmets and flak jackets. How on earth could they have any extra resistance, Maggie?
And they produce another generation. And here it comes. The next generation of bacteria. This time, some of the new generation of bacteria have developed...
Right, now this new generation of bacteria is so strong and so resistant to penicillin, Maggie, there's no way you can possibly get rid of them, surely.
super resistance. Try destroying this set of bacteria with an even larger dose of penicillin. First of all, I'll put this on because it's very noisy. Right, here we go. Oh, I enjoyed that.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Cummings. Good morning. What seems to be the trouble?
I've got a problem with the old fella.
The old fella, sorry?
Yeah, a bit of a problem with the old plumbing.
Plumbing?
Got a drippy tap.
Oh, penile emission! Oh, you've got penile emission, that's fine. That's no trouble at all. What kind of form's the emission taking, Mr. Cummings?
Well, it's white and sticky.
White, sticky, a little bit smelly.
Yeah.
Any headgear at all?
Well, there was a German helmet.
German helmet. Black jacket?
Uh-huh.
Thought so. Anything else?
Well, some of it was in full riot gear.
German helmet, flat jacket, full right. Yeah, well, that's no trouble at all. I think we've got something that can... here we go. I think this will shift it for you pretty much straight away. I'll tell you something, right? Them girls from Eternal ain't going to be coming around cleaning my house anymore if they can't do the job properly. Look. These things here shouldn't be left lying around. These are cooking utensils here. Now, this is for tenderising steak, this here. And these here are for flattening vegetables. That's what you do. Get a vegetable there. And this is for stirring soup. Or for wok work, any kind of wok work. But they'll have to be cleared away because they should be kept in the kitchen, those kind of things. Programme now, this is a very, very good friend of mine, very talented young lady who presents a TV programme. I'm a bit of a mentor of hers, really, and she always comes and asks me for advice. And this is one particular day, and I'm just showing you this as an example of what a difficult game presenting TV programmes is. Usually, 99% of the time, everything's fine, but sometimes you have an off day, same as in any job. This is a programme she's doing about sadomasochists.
But first, should sadomasochists be allowed to hurt themselves and each other?
All right, difficult word. Never mind.
My view is good luck to them. Applying sandpaper, fish hooks and scalpels to one's genitals is not most people's idea of fun. But then who am I or anybody else to say no one else should indulge in such practices if that's what wets their whistle? Say it properly.
If that's what's wets their... If that is what wets their... It's a very difficult phrase, all right, even for a seasoned professional like me. But she's coming up to one of the most difficult things of all now, the phone number. Difficult thing.
But what do you
numbers.
think? Should sadomasochists be allowed to hurt each other, even beat each other up? Call me now on 0990 82 55 88. That's 0990 82 55 88.
Perfect. She got the phone. Now, you see, you've got the phone number. Just to show how good you are, you've done it twice. Bush, like that. You're on a winner. Nothing else is going to go wrong.
Now, Ishmael Sykes.
Skies.
All right, Sky, sorry. Fine. All right, never mind. No, temporary aberration. Don't worry, we're all right.
Skies, sorry. You're a sadomasochist.
Yeah, that's right.
Trudy, so are you.
Well, no, I'm not, actually.
Val, we'll come back to that.
Right, so you're the sadomasochist. Don't worry, I'll find out who everyone is in a minute.
What is it first, for other people who don't quite realise what this is all about, could you just tell us briefly what you do
Well,
as a sadomasochist?
I like being spanked on my bottom.
Hey, girls, steady. I've told you before, I'll tell you again, all right? This isn't a programme just for you little ladies out there to ogle the babe magnets.
And I like spanking people as well. And it makes me feel good, it turns me on, and I always find I have better sex afterwards.
Right. You've brought along some of your tools, the tools of your trade here, your toy.
Yeah, no, toys. Tools would be like a power drill or a lathe, something like that.
Just talk us through them quickly.
Well, that's a spring paddle, that goes, ouch.
No, it's not.
Right.
And that's a Taws.
Yeah,
Fingers.
no, this doesn't really matter. You don't really need to see this. They're kitchen equipment.
And that's a paddle.
Right.
Tenderising
Used to
vegetables.
hit each other, yeah.
And that's a cane,
Right.
like one used to get to school.
And do you do this to other people? Do you get other people to use them on you?
Usually
or-
it's other people playing on me.
Right, so you give them to other people, say, hit me with this. Do they actually hurt?
No, not at all. Of course it hurts. What do you think the whole point of it is? You're going to pay like 300 quid to go to that woman in Great Cumberland Street and then it's not going to... Moving on.
Yes,
Right. In a
At
in a
first.
seriously painful way, or
at first.
Val. Is this?
I'm Trudy.
Yeah, I know. You're Trudy. I was just calling you Val as a kind of nickname. Because that's what we call people called Trudy. Val. Robert becomes Bob, Edward becomes Eddie, and Trudy becomes Val. It's a perfectly easy thing.
There's no consent defence, as a rule, to assault occasioning actual bodily harm.
Sorry, just in case you wondered, it's a woman. But I will...
There are exclusions, like sports, like rugby, you can do serious damage, and boxing, that's allowed. Surgery, of course.
But
you know, but
the
there's
intention
no...
is not to hurt, though. That's a difference, isn't it?
What, in boxing, you mean?
Sports like that.
I think in boxing the intention is to knock the other person out so that they won't get up anymore.
Oh, sorry to have to say this, but I'm with the pit bull on this 100%.
Yeah, Mark. Hello. Hello, Mark. What's your point, and who would you like to put it to?
More than anything, I'm just absolutely amazed.
What? At what? At what?
At the fact that you got my name right. Just like that, you get Mark as well. That's what I'm called. I'm visibly shocked, lady.
Will you stub your toe? Do you have an orgasm?
No, I usually swear or something. I mean, we're talking about consensual erotic stimulation between...
Right, let's just get this straight now. This isn't a joke programme. We're not talking about, oh, bang, you hurt yourself. Oh, is that a sexual thing? No, we're talking about, as he says, consensual erotic pleasure. All right? Two people who have agreed... This was actually a very serious debate. It was the spanner thing where the people got arrested. He's saying that if two people want to inflict a certain amount of pain on each other in the interest of their own sexual libido, then they're fully entitled to it. He's actually... I've made a bit of fun of him, but he's actually a very sensible man who's thought his arguments through very clearly.
Two people. We're not talking about accidentally hurting yourself or going to the dentist. I mean, the human backside is about as resilient as a fire door.
What kind of sexual practice would you have had to have taken part in to know that your backside was as resilient as a fire door? That's blowtorch sex, isn't it?
And as unlikely to malfunction.
It's unlikely to malfunction? You want to come round my house after a curry? Malfunctions left, right and centre, matey.
Ask a more mundane question. Mark, have you never had a love bite from a girlfriend or a partner or something like that? I mean, isn't that technically drawing blood there?
There you go. That's
well, I
pain,
did
and you enjoyed
once,
it?
many years ago when I was younger. Much younger.
Many years ago, you're only 12 now, boy. They've stuck you on early because you've got to go and do a paper round in the morning. For God's sake.
Can I ask Mark something?
Yes, please.
Mark, have you ever had a curry? Curry? Curry, yeah, curry.
She's trying to pull him. She's seeing her chance. She's going for it, like that.
I don't know the connection either here, Mark.
Doesn't it hurt when you eat a curry? Isn't it painful in your mouth? Isn't that delicious?
No, you've lost me now. When was the last time you sat in the Star of Bengal going... Oh, yes, I'm getting off on this. Anyway, let's move on, anyway, because there's plenty more that she had to cope with in this all one show.
Welcome back. Last week, the Right Reverend Derek Rawcliffe was sacked as Assistant Bishop to the Ripon Diocese.
Remember that fact. The Right Reverend Derek Rawcliffe was sacked as Assistant Bishop to the Ripon Diocese. Terrible thing, being sacked as a bishop.
His crime? He conducted a gay wedding ceremony in the privacy of his home. Bishop Rawcliffe himself is gay. He believes that gay Christians deserve the right to a marriage ceremony. But is he right? Have a look at this picture. Should gay couples like these two be allowed?
Well, not if one of them's Nick Barmby, no. Absolutely not.
Marry in a church. Call me now on 0990 82 55
Perfect phone number
88.
again.
That's 0990 82 55 88.
Brilliant.
I'm joined now by Derek Rawcliffe.
Which one's he?
Here. Peter Ronayne, here,
Right.
further to my right, and Richard Kirker from the Lesbian and Gay Christian Movement. Derek, you came out as gay last year, I understand, anyway. You've been carrying out these ceremonies, these blessing ceremonies for gay couples for some time.
Well, I've done one or two.
One or two?
Yeah.
Not an awful lot of
And
them,
I should correct what you said just now.
No, really? I've made a mistake. Oh, thank you, man of God. No wonder you were sacked.
I did not do it in my home. It was in the room, a room at a hotel.
Oh, right.
Which had been hired.
So that's a mistake in there.
Yeah.
She thinks she's kidding. Oh, well, I'll better correct that then.
In the press reports there. But the ceremonies have been known about for some time, and the fact that you were gay, that's
The
never been a
ceremonies
secret.
have not been known about.
Oh,
because
for
I-
God's sake, come on. Just go with me on one thing. You're wearing a chain, yes? You dye your hair. Please, just something. Agree with me.
Obviously, you don't want to publish abroad what's going on.
What about your boss, the bishop who...
It's all gone horribly wrong. What about your bosh, the bash the bishop? What about bashing the bishop? Please, come on. She means the man who sacked you, anyway.
Now, Derek, I want to ask you, after spending so long in the church, years and years and years, do you have any regrets about leaving the way that you have?
There you go, that's what, you know, you've been sacked. Have you got any regrets about being sacked?
I've not left the church.
Oh, for God's sake! So you haven't actually been sacked? Is your name Derek? No. I thought it was a sports programme. I'm a footballer. I've just come dressed for a Vickers and Touts party. God's sake. I have to say, right, we have a bit of fun about that, but it's very difficult, even for a seasoned professional like me, to present a TV programme. But I'm going to finish now. I just want to say thank you for all my friends here from London, without whom it wouldn't have been possible to make the programme. So thank you very much, and bye-bye. Oh, sorry. Is there not some kind of presentation?
No, Bob?
I like a box of chocolates or a bunch of flowers or anything.
No chocolates.
Not a card, not even a card.
No
There's
card.
nothing. I've sat here, I've entertained them for like a good best part of 30 minutes, and there's nothing. There's no
nothing.
show of gratitude.
No, nothing at all.
It wouldn't have happened in the old days, but anyway. Well, all right. Thank you very much anyway. Thank you. Good night.
Well, that's it. Where are you, Maggie? Come in, love. That's the end of the programme. Hope you've enjoyed them. Hope you find them informative. And it's good night from Maggie and me and from all our friends in Charlton, without whom we couldn't have made a programme at all. Cheerio, goodbye.
Before you call the funeral parlour, just give them a couple of drops of that. Life drops. And they're up and about, good as gold. Absolutely fantastic. And the other thing I've discovered, right, and now, I always used to be a cornflake man, always a cornflake man, but now, when I get up in the morning, so I've had a late night with the Spice Girls, right? Sometimes happens, right? I've had B-52s around my house, and I've been drinking, I'll get up and I'm a bit, Charlie Farley, Harley Varley, like that. And I can't, just here. Just get yourself a bowl of that. And you spend the rest of the day just walking around like that. Absolutely perfect. I've got a new job. I'm going to be out of the country for a Discovered You Can Do. Look at that. Look at that. The voice, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of British Formula One motor racing, right? Get that, and then get that. I would always say King Edward's if possible, right? And then stick it in there. There you go. Here, you go in there. Murray goes in there. That goes in there. And then it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's train noise. And then 1, 7, 6, beep. Ding! Packet of Walker's crisps. Look at that. That's fantastic, that is. That's nearly £1 million worth of Japanese technology then, right there. Something else, right? I've had a bit of a problem with children, right? Sometimes children come around my house, right? And I always have some mint imperials, and I'll give them a bag of that lovely mint imperials, look at that. And they go, but you get a lot of them come round, hello, Uncle Bob, can we have some of that? And the next thing you know, you've run out. Because they don't last as long as they used to in my day. So I've discovered a fine alternative, right? Lasts a lot longer. Look at that. Glass nuggets. Now, the kids will suck on them for months, or until they choke, whichever comes first. And another thing, right? It's amazing what you can buy in the shops. I had no idea you could buy this stuff, but say very, very sadly, there's been a death in the family. Maybe a treasured pet, for instance. Something like that has died, and you think, oh, well, that's a terrible, terrible thing. Have to... No, no, no. Hello? Oh. So, let me get my breath back. I've just... a turgid time I've had. I had to climb over the wall, right, with the barbed wire off the top, jump down there, and then these big dogs, leg it away from the dogs like that. And then an helicopter come, and I grabbed onto the rope, and the helicopter swung me up like that onto the ledge, over the balcony, in Louise maternal's bedroom, like that. Put the milk tray on the bed, and then back home again. That's fantastic. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got the most amazing thing, right? You know my fantastic microwave, right? Every day I'll read a little bit more of the Japanese instructions, right? And it's a fantastic thing that